the most embarrassing and unprofessional moment of my career. I don't know if anyone else has felt this way before. I remember that moment so clearly. I was in that dreadful white Morgan Stanley bathroom. I was holding back my tears because I couldn't stop replaying that moment where I froze in that investment strategy presentation. I was talking to my team. The managing director was there and I just froze. My heart was pounding. I was looking for any word that I could use, but I couldn't access anything. And so I did the second worst thing that could happen after freezing, which was I rambled. Like I just said whatever and it didn't make sense. And I didn't know what to do. I couldn't stop crying, and it was the most embarrassing and unprofessional moment of my career. The CEO of Disney, Bob Iger, famously said, "Your strategy is as good as you articulate it," and I mean, it was really going down the drain. So I wasn't gonna let that happen again. And after many years of rabbit holes, trial and error, very embarrassing moments, I found there are 3 non-negotiable things you need in order to articulate your thoughts. Number 1, you have to organize your thoughts with structure. It means putting hierarchy in. It means having a logical flow, seeing connections, building connections between ideas. Number 2, you have to prioritize that structured thought. There's some sort of filter. It's important to include things, but equally important, you have to know what to exclude. Just saying everything that you know isn't the best strategy to be articulate and concise. And to be honest, these days, who has the time or attention to listen to everything? Number 3, you have to summarize. Summarize the key ideas into easily recallable chunks for your audience as well as for yourself. So whenever you're under that pressure, you don't have to formulate that in your head by yourself. You already have a pre-formulated chunk that you can pull from and articulate. And the thing to help you do all 3, if you've been up for a while, you know what I'm going to say, it's frameworks. If you're new here, I am Vicky. I've done a bunch of videos on which frameworks to use. There's the 2,500-year-old one where Steve Jobs used. There's the 4-letter acronym that help you put ramble into an immediate structure. I'll put them in the description below so you can check it out after this video. And I say after because some of you have reached out and said, okay, they sound great in theory, but how do I practice them? So today, let's take one of my favorite frameworks. Let's walk through how we can actually practice it. I use the game that I'm going to show you today in my course, in my communication cafes. So you know exactly what to do. I'll give you all the resources down below. First, let's talk about the framework. And today we're going to focus on the 1, 2, 3 framework. This is so simple, right? It is the 1 thing, 2 types, and the 3 steps. This immediately helps us prioritize with the 1 thing, segment with the 2 types, and 3, summarize with the 3 steps. So you're just simply using these 3 numbers, you can already add structure to what you want to say. All right, sounds nice in theory, right? So how can we actually use this? This is where the game comes in. I already built a deck with more than 100 topics, and I'm going to add to them as we go. And what you're going to do is when you see a topic, in 30 seconds, come up with the 1 thing, the 2 types, and the 3 steps. For example, topic is ChatGPT. What is the 1 thing you want the other person to know about ChatGPT? Let's say for me, the 1 thing you have to know about ChatGPT is the answer it gives you is directly related to how articulate you are. The more articulate you are, the better answers you're going to get out of ChatGPT. All right, second, the 2 types of ChatGPT answers. 1, vague and unhelpful. 2, specific and insightful. And the 3 steps for getting specific and insightful ChatGPT answers is 1, watch Vicky's communication framework videos. 2, pick one of your favorite frameworks. And 3, structure your ChatGPT prompt with that framework to start seeing the difference. And the idea is you want to do these 3 things in 30 seconds or less. What you'll notice doing this exercise is 1, you'll start to see your circles of competence. In my example, I focus my answers around communication because this is where I nerd out. This is where I have a lot of information and knowledge. For you, it's probably different. Maybe you're a technologist and you focus on the technology. and how it's different from all the software we've known before. Or, you might be really sensitive to trends and you're talking about the hype and what's real and what's going to disappear. We all need to figure out what are our circles of competence, so whenever we're under pressure, we know where to look for ideas that we already have. The second thing you'll notice is you actually engage different part of your brain when you articulate. What happens is usually we are responding to pressure with our primal part of our brain, right? Fight or flight. And that is where we cannot access any of the executive functions of our brain. So what we need to do is build evidence for ourselves that under 30 seconds, right, this pressure, we are able to think of something. And once we build enough evidence for ourselves, then we ease the response of fight or flight, and we actually access the prefrontal cortex, where we do all of the executive functions like prioritizing, structuring, and summarizing. So this is so crucial, and this comes with practice because most of us have a habit of, there's a pressure, we're all tensing up, and that's something we have to practice to let go. And the third thing you'll notice over time is your brain is rewired to focusing on prioritizing, organizing, and summarizing. Frameworks use neuroplasticity to really create a new way of thinking. And once that happens, you can easily structure your thoughts as you go because you've had so much practice. And we can articulate ourselves and access those pre-packaged ideas so much better. If you want more frameworks on how to structure, how to organize your thoughts, check out this video here. And if you want hands-on practice, check out my cohort, links in the description below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.